Hello and welcome to the Nexus. Today we're going to do issue 99. Why are we doing just this one? We're going to talk about it. Roll intro. Okay, so I've got the latest pack. Now we are only waiting for one more pack to finish the Skyline, and this pack here takes up to issue 104, and I'm going to be doing each issue as an individual video. Now the reason for this is because we're effectively going to be wiring up over these issues. We're going to be effectively wiring the whole car up and putting the body shell onto the actual chassis, and we're going to then start basically putting on the tires and things like that. So it's basically, this pack is everything. So that'll be putting the interior in, putting the dashboard in, just wiring up the whole car to the board. There is a lot to do in these issues, so I thought to myself, instead of doing it as one big one, becoming really complicated, not just for me but for viewers as well watching it and just getting lost, I thought I would do them individually. So I'm going to do issue 99 today, and this is it. In this one we are going to be finishing off the trunk or the boot of the car. So we need the boot lid, the interior boot lid, which is just here. So we need the boot lid, we need the interior, and we also need the chassis as well, because we're going to be wiring up and putting this all on. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be putting on the struts, which are just here. So let's get going. Okay, so like I said, we've got a lot of screws because we're going to be basically putting in the interior of the boot or the trunk and the lid as well onto the chassis. So all of this will be going on, but before then we have to fix these metal struts here. So these are the metal struts that we're going to use just here, and pull them out. These are die cast, and we get these tiny, and I mean absolutely tiny O-rings here, or little seals, little rubber seals these are, and they're so small that they actually, there's one of them. I mean, they are ridiculously tiny. I'm going to see if I can zoom up, actually. Can you see that? Look how tiny that is, right? So, we've got to try and put these, we've got to put 3 on each one. And as you can see, it just goes over. So they are like tiny, tiny elastic bands. And it's just trying to get them over, like so, and then pulling down. So as you can see on that one, we've got 2 there. Now we do get some spares. They are tiny and they've stuck to the inside of the bag, as you can see. They're not too bad. They are very tiny. But getting them over, so you just literally put it on one side and sort of force it over, and then stretch it down to where you need it. You can use I did have some, yeah, here we go, some of these. Now it is really tiny and small, so we just need to hook one over and pull it down. Like that. So as you can see, I'm going to zoom up once again. There we go. So you need to put 3 on each one. So I've done that one. So now I'm going to go ahead. Can you see that? And do the other one. So it's got, just do that one now. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so we've done these 2. Like so. Then we've got these ones. So you need to find out which one's the right and the left. So we've got them like this. So actually they go like that. And then these are going to sit on the outsides just here, like so. And we're going to use KP screws to screw them together. So I'm going to do that now. So that is how they look there. Now, I need the internal structure here. So this is the left side. It's got an L, so it's going this side here. So we have a guide pin just here. We have a hole, and we have a small hole and a big one. So the big one is where the guide pin goes into, like so. Then we're going to use AP screws to secure that in. Like so. Making sure that they are nice and tight. Like so. Then we've got this one. Once again, guide pin goes into the bigger hole so you know which way they go round. Just going to use an AP screw. Like so. Okay, so at this stage, hang on a minute. Oh, that's my fault. So when you're doing this, don't do what I've just done. So make sure that the strut is on the inside, like so, when securing this in. So it's not goes through this little gap like I just had it. There we go. Okay, making sure that they swing like this. You see that? And they don't go through these gaps here. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to grab the actual body of the car. Okay, so as you can see, all of this now is here. So we need to bend these wires only very slightly, I think like that. And we need to just go up like this. And this one as well, which has all come out. These ones are going to sit across like that. Surely that is going to stay in. See what I mean? This is a bit of a... I'm going to put some more electrical tape on that, because that just keeps coming out. Very loose in there. I'm not 100% certain on all this electrics here. But I will just plug it in and we'll see what happens. Okay, anyway, we've got to put this through. Like so. Making sure we don't snag any of these wires. And we've just got to put these through here. Like so. There we go. So that is going to sit in this groove. These grooves just here. Now I've got wires all over the place here. Not in a good way. Okay, so now we're gonna got these metal clips. These metal clips are going to go over this section just here, and we're going to secure them in with AJM screws that we've got. So I'm going to do that now and then show you a much better end result, hopefully. Okay, so we've got to put the plates in, closed it all up. Now these wires here, so we've got W needs to be here, so does S, and I think this one is J. They all need to be here. The rest of the wires here for the lights, they need to be coming out near where the exhaust is. And I also needs to be kept here as well. So we should have S, yeah, J and all of that. All the other wires here should be coming out through here. Now we're going to put this in. Now when we put this in, there's a few things we're going to have to try and do. So firstly, we've got to try and keep that there. So this lead here is going to go into here. I think it's too short. We also got to keep this lead. So this is J. and J is going to go through here. So when we place this on, also at the same time, we've got to put our struts in. So these bits here into the holes that are here. So I'm making sure while doing all this that we keep everything out of the way. So let's try this. So what I'm going to do first is pull these up and slot these in. There goes that one. And we'll do this side. Like so. Now what we can do is rotate this. Now okay, so these wires here so this one, W, this one, and this one here, which is S, need to come out through the top here, like so. And this goes in, like so. So it clicks in both sides, like so. There we go, making sure we're not trapping any of these wires or anything else. This wire goes through the middle. This one is apparently, this one has got to go through this hole and into the media system that we've got at the back. I'm telling you now, there is no chance of that happening. There we go. You would probably have to get a wire extender for that. It will go through like so, but I don't know how much it's actually going to go through. Okay, so we've sort of done everything there like we're supposed to. Wires are out of the way. I'm gonna, now on this one it says to not do this bit, I'm going to do this bit first. So I'm going to secure it in with some CM screws. So I'm going to do the CM screws first. This will help, I think, putting in the CM screws. So let me grab the screwdriver. Sorry about this, hang on. So I'm going to secure this in with CM screws down the side here. There's one each side. One there. Make sure you're doing this on some sort of soft surface, because you don't want at this stage anything to break. So let's move all these wires out of the way. There we go. Nice and tight. Okay, so we've done that. Next we're going to put in our bar. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is part of, I think it's part of the roll cage, which is here. This is going to sit underneath, and it's going to sit in here, and we're going to use AP screws to attach that. So what we need to do is hold it, if we can, like so. Now you can't see what I'm doing because of where my hands are, so I do apologise. But you have to sort of hold it up and push at the same time. Once you've got one in, you can go ahead and do the second. You need to hold it. Obviously they will sit just there. Okay, so next bit we're going to do, I'm going to move the camera because we've got to work inside our boot lid. So you do that. I'll show you exactly what we've got to do. Okay, so there you go. There's the little light, and I'm going to try and attempt to pull it That is as far as it will go. And we've got to try and put it in the back of there. So, wish me luck. Okay, so after trying, I don't know if you can see that, but after trying, so this is in, hang on a second. So this is in properly, as you can see. And as you can see that there, I have tried in vain. Hang on a second, there we go. It will not reach that. There's no way. The lead is far too small. It will light up the back, but it's not in the hole like it's supposed to. I do not know why. I have followed the instructions perfectly well. But yeah, it just will not, it will not catch. It's not enough there to play with either. There's not enough wire. It needs to be, I would say, at least another centimetre. And I can pull this out and show you. At least it needs to be here. And that wire, as you can see, is about as far as you're going to get. So it's literally, for me, it's just going to sit there. It's literally just going to sit at the back here. There's no way it can actually reach it. And like I said, I've tried, as you can see. So it just sits. Hang on a sec, if I put that in. Obviously, I know there's people that you can put wire extensions on. Obviously, I can't do that because I'm building it with in regards to Fanhome, so I have to stick to the stock. Now, I don't mind. It's probably going to light up the whole back area here, which is really nice, but it's supposed to go into the back of the DVD TV here. It just doesn't. It just won't go, and I have to be completely honest with you with this. It just doesn't fit. It's a shame, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'm done. And there we go, issue 99. We got there in the end. The boot is now on, and it's, yeah. Fingers crossed all the electrics work. If they don't, they don't. I can't really do anything about that. But yeah, I'll just oh, I just hit it on the camera now. On the camera rig there. Yes. I mean, it's looking good, right? I mean, it's looking proper good. But yeah, we now have that. A little bit disappointed we can't get the that wire, but we followed the instructions, and yeah, it just won't get there. I don't know why. It is what it is, and we move on. So as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you click like, subscribe and comment. Issue 100 will be the next one for the Skyline. Hope to catch you then, but until then, see you later, guys.
Tune into the channel, Nexus is the name. All the hottest content, you'll never be the same. Laughs and thrills, excitement,